Hello ladies and gentlemen, this is RuneStone, and today we're going to be talking about Let's Talk Legendary. And the legendary we'll be talking about is the Ozolith. So the Ozolith is actually a crystal formation from the plane of Ikaria, which this plane is where there seems to be lots of monsters everywhere. It is located in the north of Andathiaf, which is the largest city on the plane. It was manipulated by an unknown planeswalker to influence the monsters, which there seems to be some connection to the planeswalker Luca, which is a human planeswalker during the Mending era. The Ozolith is actually one of the largest crystals outside of Andathiaf. The Ozolith was actually a field of crystals, but not just a single one large crystal, so again, it's just a bunch of little ones. These crystals grew in weird patterns long and spiral around the centerpiece. The center crystals were actually bright in orange color, which reflected some of the light. The planeswalker Vivian noticed that the bondings between some monsters and humans were different. Some of the monsters actually wanted to destroy the humans, with new monsters starting to appear all throughout the plane. These new monsters were faster, stronger, and smarter. Vivian decided to get into contact with a fellow planeswalker, Luca, and figured out what these dangers were coming from the Ozolith, where such energy was calling to Luca and stored in the crystal. Luca decided to tap into the calling and noticed that when he did, he could control the monsters that were manipulated and could turn them into weapons for Andathiaf. As a result, when Andathiaf didn't want Luca's help, he actually decided to attack the city. During the attack, so much power was used, the Ozolith actually overloaded and shattered. Now, the Ozolith is actually represented in one card called the Ozolith. So the Ozolith is actually a pretty cool legendary artifact. I like the picture, and it's really done well by Sam Burley. And it costs 1 mana, as you can see, and the picture is just cool. That's what it needs. And it says whenever a creature you control leaves the battlefield, if it had counters on it, put those counters on the Ozolith. At the beginning of combat, on your turn, if the Ozolith had counters on it, you may move all those counters from the Ozolith onto that one creature, which is really good when it comes to the story. This ability works very, very well. As it twists, so does all life around it. So the Ozolith is actually only depicted in one card. As you can see, it is Unpredictable Cyclone. It's enchantment, and look at that, swirling around, pretty cool. And it says, if a cycling ability or another non-land card would cause you to draw a card, instead exile those cards from the top of your library until you exile a card that shares a card type with the cycled card. You may cast this card without paying its mana. Then put the exiled cards that weren't cast this way on the bottom of your library in random order. Again, this could be kind of tied in with, again, monsters being manipulated by the Ozolith, so it's kind of cool. The Ozolith is actually, you can see the first card, is represented actually in 5 cards throughout the series. So the first card is actually called Essence Symbian, which is really cool, and it says, the Ozolith's appearance spawned a new era of wild mutation on Ikaria. Some creatures hunted different prey, lived in new habitats, and thrived on mutation itself. As you can see, the word Symbian in itself would help with this situation. The next card shown is Andathiaf Trium, which is really cool. If you look at the picture, it is crystal formations. And the saying goes, these lowlands were formed thousands of years ago by the behemoth Andath, its final footsteps before the vanishing into the sea. Tales of the Ozolith. So the next card on the list is Lightning Rift, and it's an enchantment. It says, whenever a player cycles a card, he may pay 1. If you do, Lightning Rift deals 2 damage to any target. But the saying is, jealous of the storms, Vadrok took lightning from the sky and buried it deep under the earth. It still remumbles there, longing to escape. Tales of the Ozolith. So next card on the list is Mythos of Brokos. The saying is, the most unexpected weapon that a monster can wield is kindness, which is really cool. If you look at the picture, are those crystals he's offering? Either way, it is Tales from the Ozolith, which is really cool. I like the picture. It was very done well. And the last card on this list that it was referred to was Mythos of Nethrori, and it says, and then the shadow took the living form, and the shadow devoured the man, whole body, mind, and soul. Tales of the Ozolith. Again, those monsters could be connected to such a crystal, and it was really cool. So that is the end of it. This is the Ozolith, and I hope you guys have a good day and a good evening.